Okay, welcome back to Omondi Osano TV, and this is one of the best episodes that we are shooting because today we are going to be in a class. It's more or less like learning, and this is because of the bookstore that has sponsored most of our shows, and it is called Nuria Bookstore. So today we want to do some review of books from the store, and also get the experience of those people who have bought books from Nuria stores. So today I'm honored to host two gentlemen. They are my friends, and today they've fallen part of the panel. On my right hand side, our guest of today is Stephen Juma, and on the left is Charles Obuya. So this show is brought to you courtesy of Nuria Bookstores. Nuria Bookstores is in Nairobi. They have got their office along Moi Avenue, and you can find them on all their social media as Nuria Stores. Nuria, they are much reachable via phone call, and you place your order via their internet, their website, and you will receive your book. This gentleman will tell us their experience with Nuria and also help us establish into details one of the books from Nuria, and the book is known as Think and Grow Rich. Before we start, remember to subscribe to this channel. It's Omondi Osano TV. Follow us on Facebook, Boy Child Stories, to get these and much more updates on our coming events and previous events. I'll host the show. I am Omondi Osano. Welcome, gentlemen. I'll give them a minute each to introduce themselves. I'll start from my right, then to my left.
Thank you, Brian, for hosting us in this channel to come and discuss something that is in our heart, books. And we are so grateful personally to discuss one of the greatest books that we are doing as a group. I'm Stephen Juma, as you say, and we form part of a group. We have a book reading club that we call the Top Tier Thinkers, and we recently started, and we've acquired books from Nuria, and we are glad. I'm looking forward to this.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Osano, for having me here. My name is Charles Obuya, and we are here just to give our thoughts on what we have read in the book Thinking and Growing Rich. We are just here to share what we have gotten from this guy called Napoleon here, and we are very glad that today we have managed to make it to this television. Thank you so much, Sarah, for having us here. We're so much glad that within a great reader, there is a leader that is being born in him or in her. And so we are just here just to share to the world whatever we have acquired now, the knowledge that we have within us, that's going to help this society outside there.
Yeah, so much grateful for the brief introduction that you people have had. Also to notify you, we are hosted by Flamingo camping site. It's one of the best camping sites around the lake, that is around Lake Naivasha, along with South Lake Road. It accommodates every age, every organization, and it's also found, the camping site is found at Kongoni. It's called Lake Oloiden Flamingo campsite. There are meals, they provide you with tents, and the environment has got one of the best securities. And find time, contact them, come with us. So right into the topic of today, it is the Nuria Experience, but we have to get much also about this Napoleon Hill's book. Many times you are told never to judge a book by its cover, and its cover has got no picture, so it means maybe the picture is inside. So gentlemen, why did you choose Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich?
Well, one of the reasons that we decided to choose this book is because as young people, we really wanted to get into the thinking capacity of this guy. We really wanted to know what this guy thought because, as the cover says, this book could be worth $1 million to you, and the cover itself spoke to us. And so the first thing that made us choose this book was the title in itself, Thinking and Growing Rich. And so we saw the title and just decided this could be a very good book to read. And so me and my group, the Tier Thinkers Book Reading Club, decided to buy this book so that we can now delve into it and see how we can think and grow rich.
So before we delve into the book, I'm also eager to know, it's on the cover, it's written, this book could be worth $1 million to you. So far, is it worth it?
Wow. Yes. By every means, it is worth $1 million. And as we say in our streets, Ufomoka. And I would add, this is the prime reasons why we had to settle on this book as a group, because they say that necessity is the mother of invention. And at this particular point, we were where all things at the period where we need to have money, but making that money is just totally different and difficult for us. So we needed a roadmap to that place, and we are glad. Searching books here and there, we settled on this one. By all means, it is worth $1 million or even more.
Oh, so this is what $1 million show for today. It will be $1 million show because we're thinking of. I've also started thinking, and I'm soon growing rich. So moving forward, guys, which is your favorite topic from the book?
It has to be everything, but picking
Your favorite little manner.
Let me settle on faith. It's my best faith.
Faith is topic number 3.
Yes.
I have your favorite topic.
First and foremost, let me just say that this is one of those books that I've read and I've felt like it's worth $1 million, as the cover says.
Yeah.
And so my favorite topic in the book is decision.
Decision is topic number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're 3 topics ahead of him. Or you're 3 topics topic yako tamu 3 ahead of his. So can we briefly discuss the topics that you picked from the Napoleon's Hill book that may make somebody desire to read this book, and also make somebody who has read this book to have a change in their lives in terms of wealth or in terms of spiritual gain and social gain. We are going to start with the first topic from your choices. The first topic here is faith.
This book entirely, I can summarize it that the author wrote it seated on the principle of faith. The whole thing is about faith. And as you peruse through the pages, you realize there is a place he says, whatsoever the mind can conceive or perceive, you can receive. So that makes it so nice for me. And I find it so interesting. It is intriguing that everything that has been done, including whosoever gave the author the permission to come up with these ideas, do a thorough research, 20 years for that matter, and come up with a book that is going to help millions grow rich and maintain wealth. They all had one thing in common. They applied faith. And so this thing from the beginning to the end, it is faith. So I don't know which aspect of the chapter you would like to delve into for the moment.
You're supposed to be taking us through the chapter, but you tell us what is inside the book, in the chapter to be specific, and why you love the chapter.
Okay. In the chapter, he's telling us the mechanism of faith, what faith really is, and if you go to page 31, there is an opening page.
Page 31.
Yes. This is a blank page. So if you get to this other page, before
page 31.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there is this other page, the prior page.
Yeah, this one.
You see?
Yeah.
So there are no limitations to the mind except those with acknowledge them. Both poverty and riches are the offspring of thought. Now that's the opening thing, and it makes me feel so good that you cannot have limitations. The limitations we had prior to reading this book, the limitation a reader yearning to read this book is going to have before reading a book, you just realize that there are no limitations. Everything else is just some illusion that will never happen. The only limitation the author of this book is acknowledging is the limitations the one you yourself will acknowledge.
So to somebody who will pick Napoleon Hill's book immediately after watching the show on Omondi Osano TV, what do you advise him or her, especially when she reaches or he reaches the topic faith?
My prime advice to anybody who pick this book, and I believe they will after this, let's take the words of the author says. When he says there are no limitations to the mind except those who acknowledge, that is the major advice I give. And looking at page 31, when he's saying the brief explanation of what faith is, where he's stating that visualization of and belief in attainment of desire. That's my major advice.
So before attainment of desire, just your best topic from the book is desire. Decision. Yeah, decision. Yeah. I know you read something about it. Briefly, 1 minute or 30 seconds or 45 seconds. What would you say about his favorite topic from the book?
Talking about Hussein's favorite topic, I think faith in a wider perspective is something that every person should practice. As Stephen said that he's a man of faith, and so do I.
So yeah.
The Holy Book says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things that you cannot see. So as for me, I will talk about faith as just Susan said. Faith is something that is key in the life of every person because it's something that the author says that it's something that you visualize, even if it is not there. You feel it, you see it. The evidence of things not seen. For the next 30 years, where do I want to go? You want to become rich now, and we want to become rich as we are reading this book. And so we are seeing ourselves. I'm seeing myself in the next 10 years, something I don't have right now. But in my mind, I am visualizing it. So I think faith is a very good topic that I also read about it and I love it.
And Steve, before he starts talking about his decision, I think he also read about the decision topic. At least you have one to say about it.
If you can get it right with your thoughts, if you can get it right with the ideas, if you can be very specific with what you decide to do, in our case, homework, we are so specific on that one, and we want to dine with kings in the right way. You get it right, then you bring the other ingredient in between, which he says is very important, that is desire. So you connect thoughts and ideas, bring in desire as a fabric that joins now the two, your thoughts and your actions. Then finally you act. Reaching to that point of decision making becomes easy. So if you can get these other chapters clearly, decision making is something that comes easy. How to channelize it?
Okay, fine. So now make for us that decision.
I make for us the decision.
Yeah.
As Stephen has said, that before you come to making that decision, you must have thought of something. And so he'll say that thoughts are powerful things. As his first topic in the book. And talking about thinking, he's not just talking about thinking. Thinking being a combination of the commitment that you put, the desire that you have within you. After that, you'll make a decision and then action on it, right? So as for me, I love the topic decision, because he says in that book that one of the causes of failure among people is indecision. And so he combines indecision and procrastination. And so he defines decision as the mastery of procrastination, where people who like to postpone things. And so he tells us that a decision is a mastery of procrastination. And so there's a point he also records that indecision and procrastination are twin brothers. And so he talks about 31 causes of failure, and lack of a well-defined decision is one of them. And that's why I love that decision. And so I love this topic. This topic is one of those things that just gladden my heart. It gives me joy because in each and every stage of life, we have to make a decision. And so he says that the values of our decisions are depending upon the courage that we have.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think you've covered much on the think topic. So now, what are some of the secrets, in brief, what are some of the secrets that Napoleon Hill highlights to people to make them grow rich? We'll start with Richard. Some of the secrets that he has highlighted.
The guy talks about. And so I think for you to become rich, you have to become money conscious. He talks about being money conscious and being poverty conscious. And so he also talks about now the fear of poverty. And that's one of the fears that as a human being we have. And so Hill just gives us practical steps. He came up with 13 philosophies that helps people to attain riches. And so I'll just talk about, because these 13 practical steps, after thinking process, that's the first process. And so the first philosophy that he gives us is desire. So I think you cannot get rich without having that desire within you. And so the desire must be so intense in you for you to attain it, as Hill says. And so Hill defines a desire as the starting point of all achievements. And so that's the point that it starts with. So he says that when we have a burning desire backed up with definite of purpose, we are going to turn that desire into its physical equivalent, which is getting that money that you want. And so I think it all starts with the desire. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Steve, in brief.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are several. My friend Charles has said there are over 13. And I also I'm going to just pinpoint 2 or 3 that I think somebody desiring to read this book will get attracted to. We've talked about thoughts. He's also said something about desire. There is something also he has said in the book. It's called persistence. To grow rich, he says, from the stories of the rich, the stories of the great, one thing that was observed was persistence in doing it. In talking about the stories of the Wilburite brothers, who just thought about a machine that could fly, in it all there is one story that stands out: persistence. They continued. In the middle of those laughter, smoking, and being turned down by people, they persisted. If you check into stories of the likes of Christopher Columbus, who discovered the Americas as a whole, we are still having persistence. Sailing through the oceans, believing there is a land beyond the oceans, the new lands that nobody has found. It is persistence. You do it, you fail, you wake up, you move. You cycle, you fall, you stand up, you dust yourself, you move. There is no hope in the horizon. You move, you keep moving. Persistence, until you finally achieve it. Yes, that's one thing again that stands for me as another key to making it as a rich person.
Okay, thank you so very much. We were talking about Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill in brief, and we've garnered so many ideas. I am 100% sure this book came from Nuria. Is that true? So how much does the book cost from Nuria?
The book was costing 855. And so they decided to, now that we are frequent customers, they gave it to us at a discounted price.
Which is 855.
Which is, a discounted price was 800.
800 books. It means that's one of the experience. If you become a frequent buyer from Nuria stores, definitely you will earn a discount. Maybe your next book will be 100% discount.
We hope so. We hope so.
So now you people tell us your experience with the greatest store in Kenya. You are aware that Nuria won an award for the best e-commerce bookstores in Kenya.
Yes.
So you are in the best store.
And Brian, there is something else we have not talked about. Their delivery is very timely. If you check at what other stores are doing, you can wait for your delivery for a while.
A week, how long?
Some can take a week. Issues in between, many stuffs. But for them, we had a very smooth delivery of our package. Considering it is a group thing and we have timely goals, so I think in 3 days or 2.
In fact, it didn't even take, because we ordered the book in the morning.
Yeah.
And by evening,
Yes.
the guys texted me that the book was already. I just to go and pick it.
Considering my version Nairobi, that's very fast.
So it was a timely delivery, as Steve was saying. And so we also loved, what's another thing that I love about Nuria stores is because how they treat their customers. I've been a frequent customer at Nuria stores. And so I love how they respond to their customers, talking to them, how they respond to their customers. And another thing, I love their website. Yes.
It's well organized.
So good.
So as they have said, Nuria delivers their books or whatever package you've ordered from them in time. There is no issue of you overcalling them, because ukinunua kitabu 855, then you start calling. By the time the book is being delivered to you, you've incurred so much. Like unaweza kuwa umenunua kitabu at 855 but inakuwa delivered ulitumia credit ya 500. So that's one thing that the guys have experienced about the stores. What about their customer relations?
As I said before, I love how they respond to the customer queries. They have different platforms. As people now, we are millennials. This is a social media age. They have Instagram accounts. They have Twitter handle. They also talk to you through via WhatsApp.
They're currently on TikTok too.
They get on TikTok.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so I love it because I have always communicated through all those platforms, because I have always DM'd them on Twitter, on Instagram. And so whatever I do, I talk to them also. So I feel that connection because I talk to them via WhatsApp. So they sometimes end up calling me. Yes. And so the customer relations, perfect.
Customer relations?
Perfect. These are the people who you call and the voiceover is on the other end is so soft. Kuna kuharasiwa. So good.
So how did you people know about Nuria?
As for me, I came to learn about Nuria through friends. And I'm glad this show was one of the places I learned about Nuria. You specifically. You have a friend who worked there, Cindy.
Yeah.
Benjaga.
Yeah.
So from that point, and we were working on something, there are 100 books in a shelf. I had never learned about Nuria, honestly. And since you knew something about them, you were giving it a trial. And when we formed the top tier thinkers book reading club, the first store we went for was Nuria, because you had brought them on the table. We were doing trials, so we didn't know that ingekuwa hivi great and ingekuwa smooth and wonderful. And I'm glad we are not regretting anything. Hata tuna hope that we wish we knew early. So me, I learned it through friends, then the rest, social media, and then personal interactions with them.
Tell me where you knew Nuria.
I think if we didn't cross paths with you, I think at the moment I wouldn't know about Nuria. And so just as Stephen Ochenga said, I knew Nuria through Omondi Osano first. And then now through his show, now that he has a TV, having friends who have TV is something so I think I first learned through our friendship. I learned about Nuria. That was the first time I learned about Nuria. If Nuria could be a person, we would be friends. They're those tight friends. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Nuria Stores has partnered with Omondi Osano TV currently to bring you these and so many other shows that have been aired and are yet to be aired on Omondi Osano TV's channel on YouTube. So the team that works behind Nuria is led by Abdullahi Bule, and as you people have talked, is the person that you people have been connecting with. Another guy from Nuria is Beneto Wanda, mostly known to you people as Chief. I think to that extent, before we leave, do you have anything to say about Napoleon Hill's book and the experience from Nuria? Just a minute from each and every of you.
So my parting shot would be, let's keep the faith. Obama became president because of faith. You see, a small shepherd boy, David, beats a Goliath, an experienced warrior, just because of faith. Look at all these rich people's story. It is faith. Nothing falls into place until faith is there. So mine is to tell the viewers, tell us, and let us keep faith. Let us continue persist in faith. Yeah, that would be it all.
My parting shot will be, as Hill says, the book in itself tries to why some people are amassed in great fortunes, while others are struggling to make the ends meet. And so Napoleon Hill paints a picture to us that anything that you want to become, it all starts from the mind. And so the mind is a powerful tool that can either stop or propel you from becoming the best desire, the best version of yourself. And as he says, I love whatever he says in his book, that thoughts are powerful things. And so thinking is conducive to success. So thinking backed up with definitely purpose and a burning desire, for sure you're going to succeed in life. That's how I am leaving our viewers.
Yeah, thank you so very much. This has been Omondi Osano TV, and I have hosted the greatest minds. That taking your time to read a book is not an easy thing, and taking your time to buy a book from Nuria is also not an easy thing, but trusting the honest store, that is Nuria, gives you a plus in life. So you people, get time, grab a copy from Nuria, read it, enlighten the world, enlighten yourself. Another thing, we are grateful for the Flamingo camping site who has hosted us in this, our greatest show, Understanding Nuria, or Nuria Experience. We are grateful for this camping site. It's one of the best sites that you can even, after you have a book, yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, there's a very nice breeze and the view of the lake, restaurants, workers here, very friendly, and everything within the Flamingo camping site is just more. I've been your host, Omondi Osano, and for the faith that we've talked about in decision, please have faith, take the decision to click on that subscribe button. Also follow me on Facebook. I'm so much grateful to host you guys. And then until next time, I've been your host of today, Omondi Osano. Thank you.